It's so important in the life, it give us energy. Also it provides structure like cellulose, we can find it in cell wall in a plant cell. Also chitin, we can find it in exoskeleton of insect. Also ribose enters in structure of DNA. What's carbohydrate made up of? It's made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Basically, it's made up of carbonyl and hydroxyl group. Carbohydrate can be classified as number of carbon atom to tetras, trios, pentos, and hexos. Tetras made up of 3 carbon atoms. Trios made up of 4 carbon atoms. Pentos made up of 5 carbon atoms like ribose. Hexose made up of 6 carbon atoms like glucose and fructose. Carbohydrate also can be classified as functional group to aldose and ketose. What's the difference between aldose and ketose? First, aldose like glucose, the second carbon atom in glucose attached to hydroxyl by a single covalent bond. But ketose like fructose, the second carbon atom attached to oxygen by double covalent bond. In addition, if we depend on complexity, carbohydrate divide to 4 group. First monosaccharide, it's like glucose. Second disaccharide, it's like lactose. Third oligosaccharide like raffinose. Fourth polysaccharide like starch like arginine and cellulose. What's the difference between them? First, the monosaccharide, it's made up of 1 saccharide, no matter what's that, may it's gonna be titrose or hexosec. We can classify monosaccharide to cyclic and aliphatic. Second, disaccharide, it's made up of 2 monosaccharide, it's like lactose and sucrose. Well, lactose made up of galactose and glucose. We can find it in milk. And sucrose made up of glucose and fructose. It's edible sugar. Third, oligosaccharide, it's made up of 3 to 10 monosaccharide like raffinose, it's made up of glucose and fructose and galactose, or we can say it's made up of lactose and sucrose. Fourth, polysaccharide, it's made up of many monosaccharide like starch or glycogen or cellulose. We can classify polysaccharide to 2 group. First, homogeneous and second, heterogeneous. Glycogen is gonna found in liver, well, it's made up of glucose and glycogen is the reserve store of energy in the body, it's gonna be homogeneous. Starch is polysaccharide, it is made up of amylose and amylopectin, there's 2 molecules made up of glucose, also starch is homogeneous. Now cellulose, it's so important, it give plant their strength, it's homogeneous polysaccharide, the wall cell in plant cell, made up of cellulose also, it enter in structure of fibers in plant, it's made up of glucose, it's so strong almost need bacteria to digest. Eat. Finally, how the disaccharide and oligosaccharide and polysaccharide building. Well, this process is called dehydration reaction. When 2 monosaccharide react together, one of them lost hydroxyl and another one lost hydrogen. In the output of this process we have disaccharide and 1 water molecules. Another process is called hydrolysis, it's against the last process, well, it's breaking complex saccharide to monosaccharide by adding water. The first factory, which makes saccharide, it's a plant because it has chlorophyll in chloroplast, then sugar, and its energy move between organism. That's all about saccharide, or carbohydrate, it's an organic molecules, it's really important. Thank you for listening.